Your best clients will never show up when you chase harder. They'll always show up when you need them the least. And I don't mean this in a woo-woo, trust the universe sort of way, and the right clients will appear magically. I mean that needing the next client changes how you judge the next client. It's kind of like if you go to a restaurant when you're hungry, you haven't eaten in a while, what are you going to do? You're going to order more than you actually need because everything sounds so appealing. And then you're trying to force the food into you even though you're full because you've paid for it. And an hour later, you're sitting there bloated, feeling slightly sick and wondering why you ordered so much. And it's because the hunger made the decision for you. And the same thing happens when work goes quiet, except now it's not your stomach doing the talking. It's this internal critic, this boss in your head. And that boss gets hungry too. It'll say things like, where is everyone gone? What if nothing else comes in? Maybe things are starting to go backwards. Maybe this is the beginning of the end. The market has shifted and people don't want your work anymore. So then a lead appears. And during a quiet period, that can feel so relieving. You can feel that relief immediately. Before you've even looked at it, you've decided that you can't let this one slip. So that turns into, don't ask too many questions. Don't make it difficult. Lower the price if you have to and just get this over the line. So I once lowered the price for a client I knew wasn't the right fit for me. I've probably done it a few times. But one in particular, I signed up for a full year to try and remove that discomfort of a quiet period, a year contract. Oh, that sounded like stable. But the decision, it had been made before I even spoke to the client. So I was never deciding if the work made sense. I was trying to make sure they said yes. And that's what chasing looks like to me. So replying too quickly, explaining too much, cutting your price before anyone asks, and ignoring feelings that will tell you that maybe this is going to be difficult. So the external situation might simply be that work is quiet, but the internal situation becomes something is drastically wrong and I need to fix it now to survive. So when a month is covered and work is coming in and your days are full, let's say you get a lead in that moment. What do you ask yourself? I bet you ask yourself, is this worth my while? Is this better than everything I have? Because it has to be in order for me to take it. And now imagine that same lead comes in when things are quiet. That's when the internal critic and the boss in your head appears and says, how do I stop them from walking away? And that becomes the core focus. So same inquiry, completely different decision. So sometimes you still take the job because you need the money. Okay, I get it. That's real life. But I think it's important to at least know whether you're chasing the work or choosing the relief that comes with it when someone says yes. Because the relief always wears off. And then you're left with a low price and difficult work and a client you already suspected wasn't right. Because quiet periods can happen, but they never last. And you've got to remember that because it can seem drastic. It can seem like a catastrophe in the moment. But I've been doing this for 4 years and gone through tons and tons of quiet weeks, quiet months, and they never last. So your best clients don't magically appear when you stop chasing them. You just get better at hearing the difference between the actual opportunity and the voice in your head, the boss in your head, ordering off the menu because it's starving.